Hello, this is Cherie Allard, and welcome to the full moon for March 2023. I am joined by Anita Ashland, and we are going to go through the astrology, human design, tarot cards, and meditation for this full moon. Anita, what do you have for us?
Hi, everybody. So yeah, we're to another full moon already. We've got a chart here. So the moon will be in Virgo, right in the middle of Virgo there. You can see it on the right-hand side of the chart, circled in red. And it will be directly opposite the sun in Pisces. And so our full moon will be exact around 6:30 in the morning, Madison, Wisconsin time on Tuesday, March 7th. And so it's the time full moons are when, the moon is exactly opposite of the sun, and the moon, it's a reflective light. It doesn't generate its own light. So it's fully absorbing that Pisces sunlight. And as you know, that can lead to sort of erratic energies when we have full moons, where people can be maybe a little bit more energized, a little bit more hyper, unpredictable. And it also speaks to your personal life as well. That would depend on where Pisces and Virgo are in your chart, which houses they're in, and if you have any planets there natally in your birth chart in either Pisces or Virgo. But I like to talk about these in a broader way that we can all relate to, which is why I like to use the associated tarot cards. But first, I also want to call out Mars will be having, I have that circled in green down there, Mars in Gemini, still in Gemini. It's been there since August. And because there was a lengthy retrograde, it will be forming an aspect to both the sun and the moon, which on the beneficial part of the spectrum can be energizing, maybe easier to get some work done, especially in the Gemini realm of like writing and so forth. But it can also maybe point to conflict as well. So that will be spicing things up a little bit. And then I also can't help but mention that Saturn will be entering Pisces on this very same day of the full moon, which is just really striking. The last time Saturn was in Pisces was in the mid 1990s. Oh. And and it'll be extremely noticeable that, those first days and weeks, whenever there's a shift like that, especially because Saturn has been in Aquarius for about 2.5 years, and and Capricorn before that. Those are two signs that are ruled by Saturn. And now it's going to be in Jupiter's sign of Pisces. So I'm really looking forward to what that will bring. And for me, it'll be kicking off my second Saturn return. But anyway, I want to mention that because you might be noticing that simultaneous to all this full moon energy. And then the full moon is the halfway point. We had a new moon a couple weeks ago in Pisces. So whatever, if you set any intentions, then this is kind of the halfway point, building up towards that kind of the harvest of whatever you had planted at that time. So now I'll talk about the tarot cards associated with where the full moon is. And so the section of Virgo that the moon will be in for the full moon, it's in the Nine of Pentacles section of Virgo. And as we see, very dignified woman representing solitude, self-reliance, gain, kind of a methodical perfection. An analogy I love is the author T. Susan Chang. She's a tarot expert, and she has written this book called 36 Secrets about the tarot cards that are associated with the signs. She said that she knew she had a connection to Martha Stewart way back in the day. and went to her house several times for parties. And she was really struck one time by, there was this beautifully upholstered chair that had a rope in front of it so nobody would sit on it. And she thinks about that when she thinks about Nine of Pentacles. That's a really good kind of analogy. So Nine of Pentacles, kind of a real focused plan of action, and then the bird there, it's not flying and it's not really free. So there is sort of maybe a little bit of that, a little bit of this restraint that can come from, or being held back, that can come from that perfection. And then Pisces, directly across the way, directly opposite, is in the Nine of Cups section of Pisces. And it's rather opposite. It's about enjoying the moment. It's probably about, putting your feet up on that chair, that nicely upholstered chair, taking that rope down, throwing that aside, kicking back, maybe spilling some Cheetos on that chair. And it's about releasing anxiety, having a good time, celebrating, relaxing, letting go of tensions and worries, choosing play over work, embracing what gives you pleasure, and understanding that, things aren't permanent, so enjoy it while it lasts. So it's quite a contrast from the Nine of Pentacles. So full moons just remind me of that tension of opposites Carl Jung talked about all the time, tension of opposites within us and also in the world. And it's not about doubling down and saying, oh, I got to be more Nine of Cups, or, oh, I got to be more Nine of Pentacles. It's just embracing that tension and just letting it be and seeing what comes up. So it's something, to reflect on. And I wrote down even a couple journal prompts that you might want to consider as you're, going through this full moon. I'm thinking of these tarot images. Like, are there any areas in your life where you could allow yourself more pleasure or relaxation? Also, how do you find balance between solitude and social interaction? And then finally, are there any areas where you could be more compassionate towards yourself? So those are just some ways you could, reflect on these very opposite energies that will be happening in the sky during our full moon, which you might be feeling even now. And then that full moon energy does last a good, 2 to 3 days afterwards. So you'll be feeling it all week. And also, I like to point out the crystals that are, and these, if you have your own crystals for the chakras, you can use those instead. But the Virgo moon is hosted by Mercury. And Mercury, it connects to the throat chakra with an affirmation of, I speak. And and others, I often correlate that to the lapis lazuli crystal. And then the sun is hosted by Jupiter. And Jupiter correlates to the crown chakra, which for some, the clear quartz crystal with the affirmation of I understand. So those are some crystals, a couple of crystals you can work with if you so choose. And of course, full moons are a good time to set your crystals either on the window ledge or outside in the light of the full moon so they can recharge. So that's what I have.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anita.
Sure.
Yes, I was just speaking to Anita before we started recording, and I can already feel the full moon and the needing to find pleasure and relaxation, and then needing the relaxation, but also having a hard time sleeping. So it's been already affecting me. So getting into human design, which I'm not an expert at, but I absolutely love it. I am a manifester, and so this full moon, I'm going to focus on trusting my own flow and natural guidance, even if it doesn't make sense to my mind. So those times that we feel like we need to rest, even though there's, a lot of to-do lists we have to do, or whatever it is that's going on in our life, just trust your own natural flow and your own natural guidance as manifestors. And going into the manifesting generators, focus on your goals without needing to understand where they're leading. Even if you feel like you don't, like there are many different things going on and there's many different things that you're working on, trust that they are all going in the right direction for you. And you might not know which way that you're going, but just doing what you do is leading you in the right direction. And lovely generators, let go of the mind needing to know the next step. Trust that as you respond to the things that are yes for you, they will lead you down the right path. So whichever side it is that you're leaning towards, as Anita explained with the astrology, whatever's going on, just say yes to what you want to when you want to put your feet up, and no when you don't, and trust that that's leading you where you need to go. And projectors, waiting for the invitation as always, and allowing your guidance and brilliance to cut through the mind chatter. For you guys are brilliant, and you know exactly how to help us, and just waiting for that invitation to help cut through our chatter and your mind chatter as well, and working with any overwhelming emotions, just allowing things to flow and not focusing on the mind or the emotions. Reflectors, how is this affecting you? How is the feeling of the sun and the moon in these two different spots affecting you? What do you notice with your mind and emotions at this time? And what are you reflecting? How is this feeling in your body? And how is this feeling in your life? So now I'm going to do a short meditation. So get comfy and close your eyes. You can lay down or sit down, whatever's right for you. Just kind of get comfy and cozy, feeling the support of the chair or wherever you are. And with your eyes closed, take a deep breath in. When you're ready, let that out. And take another deep breath in. And let that out, feeling into the moment, into the space you're in. Allowing your body to relax and to find the support of what it is you are leaning against or that you are on. Allowing yourself to just be in the present moment. Focusing on my voice and on this moment. And in your mind's eye, see the sun and the moon above you, and feel each aspect of the sun and the moon swirl within you. Allow the sun's rays to come down into your body, feeling those feelings of oppression, feeling those feelings of the mind and how things should go and how they should be. The perfectionism that may or may not be helping you. And feel the feelings from the moon come down into your body. The free flowing of the Pisces and the feeling of wanting to kick back and relax, go with the flow. And even though these two may seem very different and they may seem in opposite ways, they are still part of you. And one part may be stronger than the other. Just allow them to be. Allow the gifts of both of these to be within your body. And knowing which direction for you to go into. What's the next step for you? If it's listening to the more perfectionism and the more rigid parts, or listening to the emotions and the free-flowing part. Both are beautiful in their own way. Just allow them to sit within your body. Take a moment to feel them one at a time and together. How does that feel? And which one do you feel more drawn to? Or do you feel equally drawn to both of them? Allow the gifts of both of them to flow through you, settling in to your bones, into your body as a whole, allowing it to flow through you, and allowing the messages that each might have to come to you now. From the Pisces moon, the Nine of Cups, the Lapis, the clear crystal quartz, Nine of Pentacles, and the Virgo sun. Allow it to flow through. And stay here as long as you want. You can pause and stay as long as you want. And when you're ready, open your eyes, connecting to the room you're in, connecting to the space, and allow those emotions and the mental pushes and pulls that we have to guide us and direct us in our own body. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful month, and I will see you again in April. And Anita, do you have anything?
No, thank you, Cherie, for the lovely meditation. And yeah, let us know in the comments or through direct DMs how you're doing with the full moon or Saturn and Pisces or anything.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching, and feel free to check out Anita and her amazing astrology work, and myself and the meditations and the other offerings that I have. Thank you so much. So much love to all of you.